Okay, so I'm going to pick up right where we left off. In this section, I'm just going to go over your homework assignment from yesterday. What I would like you to do is to correct any mistakes you made so that we're not making them moving forward. Okay, so we had already completed A. Problem B, what you needed to do here was to plug in, and on the top we're going to get 0 over 0, so that's going to mean we need to factor. When we take a look at the top portion of this, we see two different cubes and the difference, and so we need to use difference of 2 cubes. Which follows the pattern. You take the cube root of whatever the first one is, and we'll do x, and the cube root of the second term, and it's always going to be same. You square this first term, opposite, multiply them together, and then positive, and then you'll take that last term and square it as well. So the top of this function should read x minus 3 times x squared plus 3x plus 9. And again, we talked about there are clues, right? So we can see the 3 is probably a factor because we got 0 over 0. And then over, factoring the bottom, pretty easy quadratic. We got x minus 3 times x plus 4. And what we will see here is that x minus 3 term is going to cancel out. And we're ready to plug in the limit. So the limit as x approaches 3 of x squared plus 3x plus 9 over x plus 4 should give us 27 over 7. All right, and then the other example you were supposed to do was this limit problem. We're going to plug in. Again, you should certainly check my math, but I got 0 over 0, which means we need to factor. If I take a look at the top, I can see factoring by grouping. So if I group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms, what I can take out they have in common is an x minus 2 times an x squared plus 5. And so then the bottom is not factoring by grouping. We don't have like terms, but what we can use is synthetic division. And so since we know that 2 is the issue, we're going to take 2 out here. Copy down the coefficients. So I got 1, 2, negative 13, and 10. And now listen, if you couldn't figure it out for the first one, you could also use synthetic division for the top. So bring down the 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Got 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Add those together, we get negative 5. That's a good sign. We get negative 10, and 0 is the remainder. So that means we have x minus 2 on the bottom times, it's always 1 degree lower. So we have x squared plus 4x minus 5, and we can see this is going to cancel and this is going to cancel, so we're ready to try that limit again. So the limit as x approaches 2 of x squared plus 5 over x squared plus 4x minus 5 turns out to be, I got 9/7 when I plug those in. Okay, hopefully that helps you get your homework answers correct. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.